Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Copy Corner with your host, Terry Schilling.
And Dan Marzullo.
The Copy Corner is sponsored by copyforeverybody.com. Go check out this beautiful website for more copywriting and marketing resources. And today's episode, we are going to be talking about easy upsells to make more money writing online. Getting as a writer, Dan, it's hard to pitch your services because we're talking about, we're thinking about, are they going to say yes to the service? Like, I have this beautiful package laid out, but how can I confidently sell this and share this value to the client so they say yes? And then sometimes, even if they do, we just think about, like, should I have charged more? What can I do to keep this client a little longer, to avoid this feast or famine cycle? So that's why we want to talk to you guys today and bring up some ideas that it's proven to work for us. And I think that can work for a lot of writers online, again, to sell more of their services to make more money. And so, Dan, go ahead and share what one of your biggest upsells is as a writer.
Sure thing, Terry. So one of the things that we love to do is, because our primary offer is, monthly blog retainer service, right? So an easy upsell that goes with that is a content calendar package. So one of the things that we do is, okay, we're going to write X amount of articles a month for you, but we can have a one-time upsell in the beginning when we kind of launch that contract to build out a 6-month content calendar for them, right? So that's what we do. And so we'll essentially, based on whatever their goals are, right? Keywords and SEO, if they want that as part of the strategy, we can then build out, say we're doing, an article a week for them. We can build out a content calendar where it's, okay, here's some article topics with outlines for one article a week for the next 6 months. So, you kind of do a couple things with that, right? Obviously, it's an upsell, so you kind of get some more cash through the door right away, out of the way at the start of the contract, right? But then also you're kind of mapping out your relationship with that client. If you are basically building them out a 6-month strategy, you're increasing the lifetime value of that contract because okay, we at least have 6 months of work with them because this is what we've mapped out. They like that and they've signed off on that strategy. So that's kind of an easy way to guarantee yourself more work over the long term and add that nice upsell to get some more revenue up front from that client.
Yeah, Dan, I love that. And like even phrasing it as like a content calendar that makes it say it's a little bit long term, then it's just like, oh, I'll write you 3 blogs for X amount of money. And then, if they perform well, then we can, look back and see how we can work together again, which can be effective, of course. But this, like you said, it just builds a longer term project and has you feel good because you're filling up then your client calendar, of work. And plus, too, Dan, like, let's be honest, having content that performs well takes some time. So writing 4 blogs, you may not see crazy results. So, you get more experience of strategizing and getting and actually showing more better results and testimonials and statistics for same future projects to have, a 6-month package. It validates it a lot.
Yeah. And one thing I like too is it gives you a plan, right? Because okay, this is what we're writing for the next 6 months, and you can set due dates and put deadlines, and and it's not like you're waiting for the client next week going, oh, well, what's this week's topic, or when is this due? You can cut out all that and streamline that process as well.
Yeah. Let's get real for a second there, Dan. What do you think would be a good price for someone a little bit more outside the beginning stage, maybe like kind of middle level freelance writer to charge for a 6-month strategy, just to get the listeners a ballpark idea?
Yeah, I would say, it kind of depends on what you're including in that, right? Are you just pitching 6 months worth of topics? Are you writing, full-fledged outlines for those? Are the topics, really tied into their SEO strategy? Because if so, that's going to require a lot more work. So those are some kind of factors to keep in mind when setting that price. But just kind of a basic content calendar launch package, I would start at least, a flat fee of $1,500.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
There you go. Everybody listening. Yeah. It's a good way to get that contract ready and then, or like, available for the client, for you to feel good about it. And then too, the client could just be like, all right, I got 6 months. They can go on and carry on. And hopefully if you deliver quality work, that they don't have to go and worry about this for 6 months of finding another writer. And then you can continue that cycle. So cool.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think, Terry? What's your big tip for this one here?
For an upsell for me from the copywriting standpoint, so let's say you're writing a landing page copy or a website copy. You're writing these things online, a bigger project. So we'll stick with website copy. What I like to do as an upsell is to create a brand messaging guide for them. So we're talking about having their brand voice, their personality, their mission statement, position statement, customer avatars. I include these in a brand messaging guide because it helps lay this foundation of how we're going to talk about this brand online. So whether that transitions to, of course, the website, to social media copy, to future marketing, to help you pitch ideas, even like if you create a pitch deck, like having these examples of how we speak online and the tone that we want is really valuable for small businesses and entrepreneurs. And I even realized some enterprises don't really have it. They just have like a style guide of what their logo looks like and the colors, but they don't have a brand messaging, brand voice guide. So for me, when I do websites, this is always an upsell for me that we start in the beginning. This way it can help me know more effectively what to write on the website, or if on like a sales page of how we want to speak to the customer and use that voice. Because even in this brand messaging guide, we get a lot of research elements of it, of researching the audience, doing customer reviews if they have current customers, talking with the key stakeholders, the owners of the business. It really helps lay the foundation for the research to write as well. And you'll be surprised, it's an easy upsell. A lot of clients just will see the value in it, and they even know that they need it, and they'll be like, oh, this is perfect, this would be great to have as well, as a foundational piece. I like to call it like their North Star when it comes to messaging, so how to speak online. So that's an easy upsell for me when it comes to copywriting. And you can typically, if you're designing even a PDF, like I design it in Canva, a good starting point, maybe an extra like $2,000 to add on to your project, if you have that experience. And again, and it helps a lot build that trust, and just shows your experience and confidently sell your services too.
Yeah, it really makes you come off as a professional. It's like, wow, Terry's going to do all this for us too. Like, wow, he knows what he's doing. And it's kind of a low hanging fruit. Like you said, they know they need it, but a lot of them have not ever, invested the manpower internally to put that together. So if you can offer that, they're going to be like, why not? Let's add it in there. Let's go for it. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And you may be asking too, is like, what if I don't have experience writing brand voice? And that's a great question. And here's how you can, come back to that in talking to the client. Because as a copywriter, we focus a lot on our research element. We do a lot of reading reviews, talking to those key stakeholders, like we said. Why do we do that? Because we want to know what customer language is used, how real customers talk about their problems, talk about why they're, purchase this product, or why they chose these services to help them solve a problem. And so seeing that, then you can start laying out examples of what brand voice looks like. So it's like, oh, when we write a headline for a website, we speak like this. And then you can write mission statements. If you're finding out what people's pain points are, what problems you're solving, that's the mission. That's a big part of the mission statement, is finding out this why we're doing what we're doing. It's to help us, do X, Y, Z. And so that research element comes into a lot of play, and you can turn that into, like, you can turn your research into this brand messaging guide that the customer can have. It's really just a way to market like a lot of the research that you do. And plus it's a lot of fun as a copywriter and a writer, coming up with those examples and writing those guides.
Right. And unlike a, blog too, or an article, right, it's a long-term asset they're going to constantly refer back to and use internally with you or the team. So it's a great value add.
Absolutely. I always tell clients too, it's great as you grow, even when you're hiring and bringing on other people. Like if you hire a social media manager, like here's a guide that helps us, of how we speak and what our voice is like as well. Speaking of social media, Dan and I agreed kind of on this next upsell, of talking about it, because I've done it with my clients and he's done it with his content writing articles as well. But Dan, what's your final upsell, to help, writers make more money online?
Yeah. So I think, what kind of supporting assets can you offer? One thing that we've been doing a lot more lately with clients and getting more requests on this side is promotional assets that support that main piece of copy, right? So say you're writing the article. One thing we're doing a lot of right now is also writing promotional emails and social media posts that are going to repurpose to re-promote that blog or that article we just wrote. So those are kind of easy ways to, add more value, right? More copy projects that are going to ultimately promote that one big thing that you created for them.
Yes, absolutely. Such a good idea, and something that I think a lot of even content writers, they may do like the 3-6 month strategy, but then not think about like, well, how are we going to promote these? Right. So like coming up with like 3 marketing emails like to promote it, and then coming up with, if you want to do like 3 to 6 social media posts, like 3 for Instagram, 3 for LinkedIn, let's promote this piece and all these pieces to get it going. You could even do like 1 social media post per article. And that's, again, probably add like another $1,000 to the project for something like that too. Right. And so I love that. And even like when I write website or even landing page copy, I'll help you. Another upsell would be offering those marketing emails to go with it, like a welcome sequence. If people are like opting into the landing page, that's always great to offer too as an upsell. Or if writing a website, thinking of like, hey, do you have a newsletter? Well, why don't I write a new welcome email for you? Do that extra research, too. And you can even do social media posts of like, hey, we got a new website or like a new brand, we revamped everything. And I can help write social media posts to help sell some of your new services or new product that you're offering. So those are honestly easy upsells, because you could ask the client, have you thought about how you want to market, your new services or these new articles? Because we can also just include writing social media and, writing marketing emails and be like, okay, yeah, seems like a great idea. Right. So, I mean, like, even if the client says no, at least you're doing it, you're shooting your shot there and you have a good opportunity to make some more money, and again, you avoid that feast or famine. You're hitting your financial goals, and, you're showing value to the client, as well, which is always a good point.
Yeah, right. Obviously, you're upping your contract value, but at the end of the day, you're giving more value to the client. You're helping them promote that even more. So that's ultimately what they're signing up for there, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's what we have today, everybody. And if you're coming and watching this episode of like, well, I struggle with pitching my copywriting or writing services, because if they like say they want me to write a blog, but like, what do I say then, to help lock in this project or, show the value? And well, these are some ways that you can do that. And it's also a way for you to make more money writing online too. So hopefully these 3 examples are helpful for everybody. We appreciate you all listening to the Copy Corner and supporting us. Dan, any other words before we go? Final sign off?
No, that's it. See you next time.
Yeah, everybody. Listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out copyforeverybody.com again for other free writing resources. Follow Dan and I on social media. You can easily find us if you look up Terry Schilling or Dan Marzullo, and share the Copy Corner episodes if you really do enjoy them. We appreciate all the ratings and reviews too. All right. And scene. I feel like I'm out of breath. Have to say all those things, right? At the end, you're not a podcaster and be like, rate, review, listen to us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast.
Got to have that in there.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We appreciate your time today, and we'll see you on the next episode.